Hey, I'm TJ Wilson, and I live here in Salem, Oregon. So, my video is probably not as interesting as a lot, um, but I watch you guys show quite a bit. And I just got to thinking, so I teach high school, teach automotive manufacturing classes in Willamina, Oregon. It's just a small rural town outside of Salem, Portland area. And so I've got a 56 F100, and my grandpa, my dad, and myself, we all got this truck probably, I don't know, 15 years ago. And 56, that's our favorite. All of us love that in my family. So we worked on the truck, just pulled it out of a pasture. We worked on it and worked on it. And my grandfather, my papa, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and so he got to where he couldn't work on the truck anymore. But he would come over and sit in the chair and hang out when we worked on it. And the later it went on, so he just got worse. And so we decided, hey, we got to get this truck at least running where we can drive it down the road and take him for a ride. So we did that. We got it put together, and before he passed away, he was in the nursing home one day, and I did get to take him on a ride in the road, down the road in the truck. But so he was in the nursing home, and he asked me. He says, "Hey, you know, I want you to take me on my last ride in that truck." And so that's what we did. So my papa passed away, and we carried him to his final place in the bed of the truck. So it was really neat. It was kind of bittersweet, but the truck's been down. I let some of my students several years back paint the truck, and it's never gotten put back together, and it's just been set. And you can see in the photos that I sent you, it's just covered in dirt and nasty. My mom and dad, they really want to enjoy. They want to drive it. They want to enjoy the truck, and they've just recently moved to Oregon from Texas, and they're really not in a financial position to get this thing thrown together quickly, and so just by watching you guys show. I thought, hey, this might be something that you'd be interested in. So I'll tell you just quickly about the truck. 56 F100. It's got IFS front suspension. It was on airbags at one time. We just kind of rigged in some coil springs on the front, and it's got some coils on the back. But Scotch Rod Shop out of California, the front suspension and the rear four link is from them. Uh, it's got a it's got a 2011 or 12 EcoBoost, 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and it come out of a wreck truck, two-wheel drive truck, and the transmission, goes with. Really low mileage. We put it in. That was a struggle trying to get the harness. I had a professional harness built, and trying to get the computer flashed where this thing would run standalone. That took over a year. The computer went to Detroit, it went to Florida, it went to Arkansas, it went several different places. Finally, we got it going. So we have driven the truck, and we drove it quite a few miles with this EcoBoost motor in it. But again, when I let the students paint the truck several years back, it never got put back together. So I've just been thinking, hey, so I teach automotive. I got a really cool group of kids, and we kind of got a non-traditional automotive class going. So this year we were asked in our manufacturing department to build a display for a custom car. It was a famous custom that was built in the 60s. The kids got to take the display down to the Grand National Roadster Show and display it this year, and they got so much publicity. They got in 3 national magazines, Old School Rods, Custom Illustrated, and West Coast Customs magazines. They got to meet so many people. They got to help get the show ready and do the goodie bags and stuff for the Grand National team. So we've got a lot of local news and different things, but to come this year, we are starting our, we're going to build like a nostalgic belly tanker style Bonneville salt flat car. So we talked to the SCTA, and these kids, they're going to be the very first high school team to build and compete on the salt at Bonneville. So that's going to be really, really cool. And we've got a couple more cars that we're working on, getting ready to try to do some shows and hopefully take to the Grand National next year. But I just thought, these kids have got a ton of momentum going. They've started a club, Willamina Customs. They've got a good membership. They've got officers. They've got it all. And they're doing really good. But I thought, maybe my class in the non-traditional, like doing custom things, kind of like you guys do, if my class could collaborate with you guys, and we could work on this truck. We have anything and everything tools that we need, lifts, space, a lot of different things. The beauty would be you guys' team and the professionals that you have on it, being able to get this truck done and let our students watch, kind of shadow, jump in and help, whatever the case. So just thinking about that. And like I say, my story is probably not as maybe heartfelt as some of them, but I think my ultimate goal is to try to keep the young people involved in this sport or this hobby that we're working on with these old cars and whatnot. And I've got a program full of students who just thrive on that stuff. So, I think this build would be pay tribute to people in my past. It would benefit greatly my mom and dad and give them, their chance to enjoy this truck while they can. But also it would, possibly help some of my kids find new career pathways, and some of you guys' stories, or even what you do and how you got to where you're at. So think about this. Let me know. My typing skills, you can see. I teach automotive. I definitely don't teach English. My punctuation and grammar and all is horrible. But if you have any interest in this, let me know. Because I think that we could really do something interesting, fun, and educational on this project right here. So again, TJ Wilson, Salem, Oregon. Appreciate your time and hope to hear from you.